Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Football has officially begun and I am having the family over to watch football and I am making a bunch of yummy appetizers. If you're new here, my name is Anne and I love to do all things homemaking, and if you're returning, thank you so much. All right, let's get ready for game day. The first thing I'm going to get started with is marinated cheese, peppers, and olives. This is so simple and so tasty. This is something that is always going to be on the menu for any kind of appetizers that I am going to have at a party of any sort. So basically, what you want to do is chop up some cheese. I'm doing fresh cheese and you cube it. I wouldn't recommend the already cubed stuff, but it's your kitchen. You do you. And basically what you're going to do is chop up a red pepper, and then you get a can of green olives and a can of black olives. Now the green olives should have the pimentos in them. And then we're going to add some delicious herbs, olive oil, and vinegar, and let it set for 4 hours or overnight. Let me know in the comments down below, do you do game days with your family? And if so, what do you like to cook for it? Once everything is all together, you're going to want to put in some garlic, dried oregano, dried basil, white vinegar, and olive oil, and toss it all so everything is coated. Put it in the fridge for 4 hours or overnight. Obviously, the longer, the better. Next up, I'm going to work on a super simple chili that is quick, easy, and tasty. The only thing that you have to chop up is onion. So I'm going to get an onion chopped up and I'm going to get the beef browning. And once the beef is almost brown, I'm just going to throw in the onions to cook right along with it. Once the beef is brown and the onions are translucent, you want to add your spices. So I'm putting in cumin, chili powder, and smoked paprika to give it a nice smoky flavor along with the cumin. And I'm going to toss it all together. I do like to put the spices in with the onion and the beef dry before the liquid, because the heat will just wake up the flavors of the spices and give it an incredible taste. Next, add your garlic and give it a nice stir just to cook down the garlic for a bit, and then add your beans. So I'm doing a mixture of pinto and kidney beans. I'm going to add some diced tomatoes as well as diced chilies. After that, you want to add your beer, and I do like to add a little beef stock as well as the beer to give it some extra richness. I add salt to taste and some chipotle Tabasco sauce, and basically you just simmer it for as long as you need. You can adjust the spices to your taste as well. closer to when my family was going to arrive, I wanted to get the spinach artichoke dip ready so it was nice and warm when they arrived. So I'm going to start by chopping up a whole can of artichoke hearts. In the mixing bowl, I already had some room temperature cream cheese. I separated a little bit with a fork and then I added the artichoke hearts to that. And then I'm going to add spinach as well. I just buy myself some frozen spinach. It's really up to you if you want to wilt your own spinach or not, but I chose the semi-homemade route. To this, I'm going to add my spices as well as some mayonnaise and give it a good mix. This is not your regular spinach dip. I'm going to take it up a notch with some puff pastry. I have 2 boxes worth. You're going to need 3 sheets worth. But my oven is on the smaller side, so I only needed 2 sheets. I found that out. I just got my oven. It is small, so it only holds a small baking pan, which is a little annoying because all of mine are big, but I have to get used to it. So anyway, basically what we're going to do is push all of the spinach dip out to the sides as you see what I'm doing here. And you're going to want to make a bigger mound in the middle. So essentially what we're going to make is a football shape in the middle, and then you'll see what I do after that. The second piece of dough, I wanted to make it bigger than the bottom piece. This is going to be the top piece. So I'm just simply rolling it out with a rolling pin to make it a little thinner and a little wider. And then once it's to the size that I want, I'm going to go ahead and put it on top of the spinach. Once I was satisfied with the football shape, I am going to cut around the football, as you see me doing here, making sure to leave enough room between where I'm cutting and the football shape. Once that's done all around, I'm simply going to take the pieces of dough that I'm cutting and twist them into spirals. So once you bake it and it's done, it's easy to rip off and eat, kind of like a little breadstick with spinach dip in them. Once you got all of that done, I had some extra dough, of course, so I wanted to make a football grip. So I just cut little strips with my extra phyllo dough, one longer one to go all the way across, and then smaller ones to go on top of the bigger one to make it look like a football strip. Now, once you're done with that, you want to do an egg wash. So I just did a little wash of egg and milk and put it all over the top. Make sure that you press the little strips down really well, otherwise they'll move around. And then you go ahead and get this in the oven and get it baked. And while that's in the oven baking, I want to get my dessert ready. Now, this is truly semi-homemade. I am taking the help with the grocery store. I bought little brownie bites and some white frosting. And I'm basically doing what I did with the phyllo dough, is making little football grips. So you just do in one line one way and then the smaller lines over top to make it look like a football grip. These are so stinking cute and quick if you're in a bind and you want something a little on the creative side. If you're going to a football party or the Super Bowl party or whatever the case may be, these were a hit. Another extremely easy appetizer to make is salami with cream cheese and pepperoncinis. It is delicious. I had this for the first time a few years ago for Thanksgiving at my cousin's house, and I didn't know how good they would be. I didn't even know that combination would be so good. So basically, it is so simple. You take your salami, you spread some cream cheese on it, place the pepperoncini on top of the cream cheese, roll it up, stick a toothpick in it, and you are good to go. That is it. Super delicious. If you're not wanting to eat a lot of heavy bread products and you're more on a keto diet, this is the appetizer for you. In the words of Sandra Lee, it's cocktail time. So I want to get this apple cider sangria all set up before my family arrives. So it is super simple. All you're going to do is pour in some white wine. I'm using a Pinot Grigio. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. And also brandy, which will give it just a little more kick. After that, you're going to want to pour in your apple cider as well as your maple syrup. Cut some apples, put it in there as well as some cinnamon sticks, and that is it. It is delicious and it really gets you into the fall season. So for me, I have a bar cart that I absolutely love. It gives me such a nice, cozy feeling. And when I have people over, it's where we put the drinks. So it is multi-purpose for me. So what I'm going to do is set out the drink, put some cute little fall napkins that I got years ago from Dollar Tree, add some extra apples and cinnamon sticks for everybody to put in their cup. And here is how the bar cart turned out. Now I'm going to do a little taste test to see exactly how good it is while I'm cooking. I feel like I need a nice little treat for myself, and it turned out delicious. Don't forget to add ice and enjoy. Next up is beer cheese. This is absolutely delicious. If you love the bitterness of beer and the sharpness of a cheddar cheese, then you'll love this. So I shredded some extra sharp white cheddar cheese with my electric shredder and added half of a cube of cream cheese. And you want to melt this all together, and you want to melt it low and slow. Do not do it high because all the oils will separate and it will be a complete and total disaster. To that, you'll want to add some onion powder and some Dijon mustard to taste and continue melting it all together. Once it is melted, you want to whisk in your beer. And once that is all whisked in, top it with the remaining cheese and put it under a broiler. And here is how it turned out. Make sure to let it cool down before you dig into it. It needs to thicken a little bit longer. And here is the chili. This is how it turned out. Now, how I'm going to serve the chili is make little bread bowls for it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm cutting out a football shape on these little mini steak buns. You could use whatever you like. This is what my grocery store had. And you're going to take out all of the insides. I'm saving the insides for the chickens. They will be going to the chickens for them to enjoy. And basically, you're just going to fill the little bread bowl up with your chili. Now, for me, I put the sour cream on first just to give an extra layer of sour cream. Then you top it with cheese, green onions, and another layer of sour cream, and these come out super duper cute. Now, of course, it's your kitchen. You can top yours with whatever you like. This is just what we like here. Now, these bread bowls were a hit. They're super cute and delicious. And if you're not into bread bowls, I went ahead and I took the rest of the chili and put it in this super cute football that I got from the Target Bullseye Playground last year. So anybody can make their own bread bowls or just have regular chili. This is how the puff pastry spinach dip turned out. everybody enjoyed that fully. It's definitely a keeper. And then the little salami rolls, I added some extra salami for the kids because they didn't want the cream cheese, and the pepperoncinis and the cute little desserts. And it is time for me to plate the marinated cheese, olives, and peppers. So I have this cute little football that I got at the dollar spot as well at Target or Bullseye Playground, whatever they call it now. I don't even know. And that is it, you guys. That is everything. I would show it all together, but my family was picking at it already because they were starving. But I hope you enjoy these recipes and make a few of them at your next football gathering. And if you do, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Anne's Happy Home. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one real soon. Bye.